Do you know your strengths? I mean, really, those characteristics that define you, where you are your best. Do you understand the types of qualities, skills, abilities that really work for you, that are the best of the best, that are the best of you? And if you do understand the strengths that you have professionally, personally, in building relationships, in doing your work, are you maximizing them? And if not, why? Are you focusing on your weaknesses instead? Often in coaching and training, we're told to take a look at what we're weak at, what we need to fix, to try to alter our behaviors, to try to make different changes all the time. That's one way to look at it. But as a strengths coach, using the Gallup Strengths Finder tool as one of my key areas in my coaching and training practice, I disagree with that approach. I want you to focus on your strengths. And so let's talk a little bit about those. Specifically in agriculture, I have found that many of my customers, many of the producers and the agribusiness professionals fall in heavily into one of the 4 quadrants of leadership. So those 4 quadrants are executing, influencing, relationship building, and strategy or strategic direction. If you know your strengths really well, then you may know which one of those you fit in. You may be heavily weighted in one category or another, or you may be blessed and be a very balanced person that has a little bit of strengths in each. One of the things that I like to do with the Gallup Strengths Finder assessment is I help people to understand what they use as their 34 core categories of strengths, and then we identify the top 5, those areas where you have the most prevalence for strength in a certain category. And again, 4 categories are strategic direction, executing, relationship building, and influencing. What's great about understanding what categories you operate in is that it can allow you to understand how to work well with others and understand what are the areas where you can develop yourself. Using the Gallup model through the Strengths Finder assessments, I can tell you something that I think is a great and powerful quote, and that is, talent plus investment equals strength. It's not about personality, it's not about changing who you are, it's about being more of the best that you can be. Oftentimes I've noticed that a lot of our agricultural folks fall very heavily into the executing category. That makes a lot of sense. We're used to getting things done. We're used to implementing, we have seasons, we know that there's time when things have to be done or they just won't ever happen. We've got to get them done now or we won't make any money at all. This is a great quality, and many of the farmers that I work with fall heavily into this area. However, it's a struggle sometimes to get those same folks who are very heavily successful with implementing to think in terms of strategy. And strategy is a focus on the future. You may also see that I offer a short course called Your Strategic Plan on a Page, where I really work with producers, producer groups, and other kinds of committees to help them build a strategic plan in 1 hour or less. That's a way to take that executing focus and add in strategy. But what about relationship building and influencing? The other 2 of the 4 quadrants of the Gallup Strengths Finder assessment. Many producers will need help in these areas too. Influencing from an advocacy standpoint, relationship building while helping with negotiating skills and working with employees. So, like I said, do you know what your strengths are? And are you clear on what the strengths are of the key people in your operation? Your spouse, your siblings, your employees, maybe even the key advisors and vendors that you work with. If not, I encourage you to give me a call and talk with me about how we can build a Strengths Finder assessment and then either one-on-one or group coaching for your team into your next strategic and operational planning session. I look forward to working with you and helping you discover your strengths.